It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and let's check in and have a look at Great Flinders football. Of course, the Maroons, those dirty, stinking Maroons, will be getting ready for Mortlock Shield this weekend. But last weekend, it was all about club action. And joining me on the line, Chris Prime joins me. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, Regs.
Good
they'll
stuff.
They'll be dirty and stinking after 5 games over the weekend.
They will.
Or 4 games over the weekend. So, yeah.
You're right.
Hot and sweaty.
And we'll talk more about the Mortlock Shield and the Norwood Cup a little bit later on for the youngsters as well. So, but first, let's have a delve back into last round of matches, round 8 in Great Flinders football, and Elliston District suffered their second loss of the season. They went down to the top side, United Yolanda, but it wasn't much in it. 6-12-48, Elliston District's 3-5-23. Pretty ordinary conditions from all reports.
Yeah, it was a week I quite enjoyed missing. By all the reports, there's wet and a strong breeze, but Elliston just got out of the blocks really well. 3-2 to 1 point at quarter time, and then really struggled to hit the scoreboard after that. In fact, held goalless. So Yolanda just showed their class again, and Braden Mark popped up with 5 to kick 5 out of 6 on a tough day. Outstanding effort.
That'll be the difference between the two sides right there, isn't it? 5 out of 6 goals, and for Elliston after quarter time, couldn't muster up a goal. So tells you how tough the conditions were in the end after maybe the initial part of the game. So they'll be licking their wounds after that, Elliston Districts, and most of the side will have the weekend off. Of course, there'll be quite a few, I'd imagine, that'll be running around with a maroon jumper on.
Yeah, there'll be. Look, it makes sense that the top 2 sides will have good numbers in there. So, they'll have a few players putting on the maroon jersey this weekend.
All right, let's have a look now at Air United taking on Cummins Cougars. And it was Cougars putting their foot back in the winner's circle, and they did it comfortably, 15-17, 107. The Saints, 4-11-35. Plenty of scoring shots for Air United, just couldn't put it through the big sticks. In the end, though, it's a 72-point thumping, and Cougars really needed that.
Look, they did. We said this last week, and once again, Air United probably had their opportunities in front of goal and missed them, and that hurts when you're struggling. You really need to take those chances, and they, as I said, they keep battling, but the Cougars need to get the win on the board, and I think after quarter time, really put their foot down, and while the margin's not as big as some weeks, I don't think the weather was ideal for footy.
No, very good point. So when for Cummins Cougars, there'd be a few things that would please them out of this game, but none more so than Yowie Wagner booting 7 goals up front. They need him to start firing, and maybe that's the start of it.
Yeah, look, footy is really about confidence a lot of the time, and you get your hand on the ball and you start kicking a few, or you're in the midfield and you get your hand on it, you're quite happy, and you start thinking, well, next week might not be quite so bad. So it will bode well for the Cougars after that win to for their next game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's us.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Speaking of you guys, Tumby Bay taking on Ramblers last weekend. A bit of a dour struggle this one, but you got the job done, and that's the most important thing. 5-8-38 to Ramblers 3-4-22. Not whether all that conducive for scoring there at Cummins Oval, obviously.
No, look, both backlines sort of dominated the day, and then after half time, the wind and the rain sort of settled in, and it was a real arm wrestle. But I think the highlight was probably the young kids out there. Oz Richardson for Tumby, Ethan Langley, Ramblers, like a couple of good kids coming through that I think as they develop, they're going to be excellent footies, not just for their club, but the association and maybe further. So look, there are highlights in these days, and these tough condition days, and arm wrestles are they're not always the most enjoyable, but they're the games you enjoy winning. Look, the Tumby boys were pretty happy to get away with the win.
Very tough slog, and you're right. When you grit your teeth and just guts it out, they're always pretty rewarding wins. Ryan Belt may be the difference between the two teams in the end, with the only multiple goal kicker on the ground. He kicked 2, but Oz Richardson best on ground. That's got to be pleasing for Tumby Bay, the next generation coming on through.
Yeah, look, it is. I think he kicked 6 in the Colts and then came up and got best on in the A grade. So look, he's a classy footballer. So hopefully we can keep him around for a little bit longer, but I won't hold my breath.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look now at what comes next for Great Flinders. And it's that time of year where the maroon jumpers come out, the mothballs get taken out, and there is normally 25 blokes who whack these maroon jumpers on and grow about 3 inches. It always has been the case with Great Flinders, love them or hate them. And when they put those maroon jumpers on, they come to play for keeps.
Look, they do, and that's the one thing I found when I moved to Great Flinders. You didn't have to worry about finding players. They were there. They were ready to play. And yeah, look, it's the next level. It's the highlight of footy. So I know the 25 guys picked will be rip raw and ready to go, because I know the coach. I talked to him today, and he's pretty keen. Like, got a good mixture of youth and experience in there. And yeah, look, they're not going down there to come second.
No, absolutely not. Now, there are many things I love about this carnival. The current fixture is an interesting one. So, short games. I think they're 10 or 15-minute halves. 15-minute halves, perhaps.
15, 20. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
But you get to play everyone once now, so it's a genuine round-robin carnival where first past the post, whoever it is that's got the most wins and the best percentage, they'll win the carnival. So there can be no dispute about who the Mortlock champions are under the current setup.
No, look, as you said, you play everyone, so you have your opportunities, and if you beat Team A and lose to Team B, well, hopefully that result goes the other way when they play. But yeah, the harder thing with these is the 20-minute halves, and if you're off the boil for 5-6 minutes, it can make the difference in these games. So you've got to be, when you run out, we've got to be ready to go. And I think that's the hardest thing, like making sure that you can't warm up for the first 5 minutes of a game or relax for the last 5. You've got to be bang, 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 ready to go from the first bounce to the last. And it's always a pretty tough competition down there. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Well, Great Flinders on the Saturday, you draw both Lincoln sides. So at 1 o'clock, you've got Lincoln Districts, and then the last game of the day is the 3 o'clock clash, I reckon, and it is against Lincoln City. So you win both of those, you set yourself up pretty well. But I think Eastern Air might be the ones to watch out for this year. Great Flinders and Eastern Air will play the first game on the Monday at 10 o'clock. So there's some pretty big games first up for you guys, and I guess by the time you get through to that Monday afternoon clash, you'll have a fair idea where you're sitting.
Well, yes, you will, and there are big games. Each one's a big game because, as I said, like if you're off the ball for one, it can cost you the carnival. So you have to be ready to go. And yeah, look, I reckon I'd be eyeing off that Monday morning clash, Eastern Air, Great Flinders. I reckon that'll be a cracker of a game.
Circle that one. Of course, on the Sunday, in between the sandwich between the two Mortlock days, is the Nord Cup, formerly the Port Adelaide Magpies Cup. But of course, it's a Nord zone these days, and popular carnival. This one, the thing I love the most about it is it's the Weight for Age Championship on the Eyre Peninsula. We haven't got guys at this age group playing senior footy too much. There are a few exceptions to that rule, but by and large, they're still playing underage footy. They haven't gone off to the city yet by any stretch. Most of them aren't at college. So this is the genuine Weight for Age Championships of VP footy, I reckon.
It is, and it's like all junior comps, like it goes with how your age bracket fits, like with the 2 years, how many you got in that top year and how many you got in that second, third year. So, yeah, look, it's always tough. Lincoln Districts, I think, have been the side over the last year that have really put their name forward. And, yeah, look, I think Great Flinders will, while they'll be competitive, I think they will push sides, but yeah, I'm not backing them in fully to run away with the Cup.
Well, it's one of the great weekends, I reckon, great carnivals in country sport. Mortlock Shield / Norwood Cup on this weekend in Port Lincoln. Let's hope we get some decent weather for it, Primey. I assume you'll be heading down to have a look.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be nice weather. Not much breeze. So, yeah, look, I'll see if I can get down there. And, I've got a bit of interest in the under-15s with, I think we've got 6 of the kids I coach playing in there. So, I'll try and get down there. Otherwise, I'll get repeated score updates, no doubt.
No doubt, mate. Well, we'll catch up with you next week and see how it all went. I hope you guys go down in a screaming heap.
No, thanks, mate. Yeah, look, I know there's 4 other leagues on Eyre Peninsula that will probably be thinking exactly the same thing. So you either love us or hate us. Well, that's the way a lot of footy's played. So, yeah, look, we appreciate the hate, but the love's strong within the association.
I'm sure it is, mate. And at the end of the day, it's a major compliment, isn't it, when you're that hated? So go, you good thing. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun, you guys. And, yep, we'll catch up with you next week to find out how you won it again.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll talk to you next week.